Hare Kṛṣṇa, Manasi Ganga, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Yogadish, Tunga Vidya, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Sukeshri, good morning, my Avanish, Justin, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Anushri, Madhuri Radhe, Anshu, Śrīla Prabhupada, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Panchatattva, Shri Radha Manad Mohan, Shri Harinam Prabhu, if you so desire. Please empower us to chant your holy names today. So, let's start this morning with an exercise that Prabhupada gives in a purport in the second canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you just take a moment to close your eyes and realign your perspective. Feel positively that you exist. Use your intelligence to notice that you are not your body. Sequentially, bring your awareness to your hands, your legs, your head, your hair. Continue by scanning several parts of your body while noticing that you are their seer and that there is therefore a difference between you, the seer, and your body, which you see. If you just joined, just close your eyes and follow along. This is from Prabhupada's purport. Next, notice that your ability to see, as well as to hear, feel, taste, and smell, as well as to use your hands, legs, speech, evacuation organs, reproductive organs, is dependent on a higher power. Notice that you are not autonomous in operating any of your senses, and that your ability to use any one of them can be withdrawn at any moment. Next, notice that your intelligence comes to you naturally, like the directions spoken by a wise authority, like a mother, for example, giving guidance to her child. Notice that you're fully dependent on this intelligent guidance. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he is the ubiquitous supersoul that accompanies every living being and who is supplying our intelligence. Before we start our japa, feeling fully dependent on the super self. The way a baby is dependent on its mother, state your purpose for chanting. For example, I'm suffering, please help me. I'm in darkness, please show me the way. I want to know you, please reveal yourself to me. Please engage me in your service. And before we start, also, I wanted to just show you a concentration exercise. You can keep your eyes closed if you want. The mind is known for branching off and going to various places. So it's well known that if you concentrate on a number and then count backwards, it helps keep your mind in one place. And I just want you to try it for 1 second before we start. Not 1 second, about 30 seconds before we start chanting japa. Start at 20 and count backwards from 20 and keep your mind on the number. But then add Krishna. Krishna 20, Krishna 19, Krishna 18, Krishna 17. Keep going backwards and keep your mind on the numbers. You can even say it to yourself out loud if you want. And notice as you're counting backwards, you have to keep your mind on the number because it's like you'll trip and fall if you don't. And just experience what that feels like to have your mind in one place. and to be concentrated. And now that we've aligned ourselves, we've realigned our perspectives, we'll start with chanting the Panchatattva mantra, the gateway mantra, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but very mercifully gave us an opening so we could enter into the chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Just a reminder, there are thousands, tens of thousands, millions of scriptures. They have admonitions about what to do and what not to do. But when we come to our Vaiṣṇava śāstras, and it's repeated in the Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu by Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī and agreed upon by all ācāryas, there's only one purpose to all of them, and that's to somehow or other fix your mind on Krishna. There's no other place where the mind is satisfied anywhere in the three worlds. Doesn't matter where you go, how much you get, it won't be satisfied, it'll be disappointed, it'll be morose. And if you think of Krishna, then naturally you'll feel satisfied and you'll achieve everything. Lucky for us, there's a all-encompassing and all-engrossing way that we can do that. It's just by chanting the holy name and bypassing the mind. Just let the name of Krishna, which is non-different from him, go directly into our minds and just hear the sound, into our ears, and just hear the sound. So don't feel that you have to think of anything else. You don't. Yena, prakāreṇa, manaḥ, kṛṣṇa, niveśayet. One way or another, find a way just to fix your mind on Krishna. That's the whole purpose. And chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa is the topmost way to do that. It's been vetted by all the great ācāryas. So feel free. Just fix your mind on Krishna. Any other thought, just tell them, sorry, no time, no interest, and not authorized. Nobody asked you. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Everyone okay? Better than okay. You're sitting here chanting chop. Nobody does this. It's very rare. So it's the most important thing. It's the only prescriptive that Prabhupada gave. We're following. It's ācārya. Acharya gives us 16 rounds. It's a prescription. If you take it, the medicine will act very powerfully. So I feel very, it's a rarefied atmosphere. I'm going to read you a verse because it was one of my favorite sections of the Bhagavad Gita. And the reason I'm reading it is because even as we move around and interact with the world, which I'm imagining some of you are going to do today or tomorrow, wherever you are, and that is that it's the way we interact with others, with the world, that also prepares us to remember Krishna and keep chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa. So this verse is from the Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, verses 13 and 14. They appear together on the page. One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor, and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. And let's just have some reflections. How's your japa going? Any thoughts, considerations, something that's helped you or an obstacle that you're facing? The phone lines are open, or operators are standing by to take your calls. Sharing means caring. And if nobody raises their hand, I'm going to start counting down from 5, and I'll start calling on people. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Madhuri Saki.
I think recently japa has been something that's been difficult because my mind seems to be everywhere. But there was a class that Keshav Swami Maharaj gave recently, and someone had asked him a question of how can we make sure that we have faith in Krishna, and he was saying a more advanced devotee asks, like, how can we live our life in such a way where we show that Krishna can have faith in us? And for that, he said three things, and he said that Guru, Sadhana, and Shastra are the most important. And so if we live with sincerity towards those principles, then Krishna can see that we're trying, and that makes Krishna a very active participant in our lives. So that's just something that I'm trying to remember and make sure that I'm showing up every day, even if it's not 100%, I'm still trying.
Very nice point, Madhuri Saki. And in the Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu, Rupa Goswami makes a distinction between the Vaidhi Bhakti and Bhava Bhakti. When we start off, we have sadhana, and there's a sadhya to it. The sadhya means to come into the realm of taste. But in the beginning, the Vaidhi Bhakti means that we have faith in the Shastra, and we follow it dutifully. That's where our faith lies. We may not have full realization of the holy name or full taste for it, but we have this intelligence that we've developed that following the process given by the Shastra is much smarter than not. And this vivek, or discrimination. We have a clear idea in our intelligence that this is the right thing to do. Anyadeva hor sambhavad, anyadahora sambhavad. Go ahead, finish it.
Iti shishrumadirnam yenast chichakshri.
Yeah, one result is obtained by chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, and a completely different result is obtained by not chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa. Okay, a couple more. 5, 4. Bhakti Manya.
Hare Krishna. Something that's been helping me in my chanting is chanting the Bhuta Shuddhi, and then the verse about I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, and then identify myself only as the servant. And I feel like just that prayer, just starting off my chanting with that, has given me so much like motivation and just grounded me before I begin my chanting. So I'm trying to prepare myself before I chant sometimes, and that's been helping.
It really is helpful, isn't it? To bring everything to bear and focus one's attention on the task at hand. And that Bhuta Shuddhi is used in doing deity worship. The first stage in deity worship is to meditate. It's called yoga. You're supposed to become fully focused on what you're doing. So that's why there's an admonition in the Shastra. You'll find it even in Nectar Devotion. If somebody in your family dies, there's what's called a contamination period. You might have heard that before, and you're not supposed to worship the deity. The origin of that is that your mind, when you lose a dear one, your mind goes here, there, and everywhere. And therefore, you're not supposed to sit and worship the deity when you're thinking of everything else. So there's a way in which when we sit down and chant japa, we may be grieving about this or that. We might be worrying about our car payment or the next test or whatever it might be. So we have to bring our mind fully into the present and remember that this is the most important thing, and it solves all problems anyway, if you just remember Krishna, because we're not the doers. Thanks, Manya. Fantastic. Okay, one more. Divyanga Prabhu has noted the quote. Oh, I see it's a direct message from me to me. You can put it directly on the thing. One more from the Zoom room. Shikar.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. One thing I was reading about is that oftentimes when we're lazy, when we're chanting, we realize that we just try to finish our rounds quickly. And when that happens, the taste for chanting will not actually occur. And so when we chant, we should not chant solely to just finish our rounds quickly, but we should chant each mantra with a lot of clarity. This is something I read in Harinam Chintamani.
Thanks, Shikar. That's a great reminder. You just take shelter of the holy name and be fully present. Be present for Krishna when he's there, especially appearing as holy name. And if we're there fully present for him, there'll be an exchange of love because he's always attentive to us. And if we just turn our attention to him, especially during japa, give ourselves permission to be fully present for the holy name, then in that absorption, that's where all the advancement takes place in devotional service. Thanks, everybody, for taking your valuable life energy and showing up here for Japa Jolt. Dear Śrīla Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Panchatattva, Shri Haridas Thakur, Shri Harinam Prabhu, if you so desire, please remind us constantly that by meditating on the lotus feet of the holy name and constantly chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, and especially finishing our 16 rounds every day, that we'll be directly in contact with you. And if we have that, then nothing else is needed in life. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in part or in whole. Please unmute and say Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare
Kṛṣṇa.
Krishna, Banchakalptaruscha, Kripasinabhevacha, Patitanam Pavanibhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha, Nantakodi Vaishvaniki Jai, Go Premanande, Haribo.